Alright, go to the old woman's house. Ah, my boy's just lying there. He's waiting for his time to go out to walkies, which will be as soon as this episode finishes. Tina, I don't suppose you're...
Got to speak up?
The contours of the dominant soul are sharp, ragged, as you reach out for it seizes you violently. You're standing in a darkened feast hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door at the far end of the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen other dwarfs from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Sinove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
He's right, and you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of others, but Arms Warden Maroon ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet in those rising whispers you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You never tolerate inspiration in your crew, and you aren't about to start, so you heft your pickaxe and smite into the man's skull. He collapses and others fall silent. The acrid odour of urine rises from his body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down and flicker in torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few other swords, but they don't dare flinch. Your own pulse pounds at your temples. No. So that is a psychopath or a fucking smuggler. Goody. As in, no one in town who has a nice person in their body. Let's awaken a smuggler, or let's awaken a psychopath who wants to kill everyone. That's an idea. Let's awaken a psychopath and have her go around killing folk. I'm sure the devil wouldn't mind that too much if we aimed her in the direction of Harmkey. It wouldn't be so funny.
Feels like it's hardly worth putting the huts back up.
Better than standing out here shivering.
Wouldn't it be so funny if the person we need is the one I missed in the fire? What's his face? The guy who's trapped in the fire along with Katie, and I saved the woman. The poor guy who died an agonizing death because, you know, I abandoned him in the fire to save the woman. Easter, do you have the soul of a dwarf?
This is going to be fantastic. Just wait till they hear about this back home. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Just wait till they hear about this back home.
Not running girls, so we have First, and you're doing, and anybody else is just walking about town. There's the Temple of Ondra. No, Beraf, Ondra. I kinda like Beraf. Oh, it'd be so ironic if they were part of it as well. One of them had the soul I needed. That is not psychotic. Okay, I might have screwed myself over for my choices here. Could it be Easter and I just can't talk to her right now? You doing? Oh, Grundy as well. What
That's
you?
special.
Grundy as well. And what if I got rid of everybody who could be a nice person, and I've only got the fucking psychopath and the smuggler left? Well, out of the two, the smuggler seems like the better option, but we'll try Harmke as well if nobody here turns up to be decent. And not to mention the fucking guy I sent to jail.
Must be soon. 2 days, no more. Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be.
Read his soul. Far above the ground, wedged into the juncture of two branches, the moonlight is bright upon the snow, and in the distance your quarry steps out into the ice as if in a limited stage. Warmth bleeds back into your limbs, frost and snow giving way to smoke into your first zone. How did you get injured?
Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those and they generally have the good sense to back off. But I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now. A man-eater. Cunning, nasty thing. Every time I get close, it just slips away. The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldren.
Is that what that memory was then?
Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from trying again.
I don't have any giant wolves, but I did kill a spirit shifter out there.
Thank you, stranger, for putting an end to that beast. For avenging my son in some way. Perhaps I can sleep a little better knowing that monster no longer wanders the woods. Stalwart owes you a debt, and some part of it is mine to pay. This has served me well on many hunts. I only hope that it is as much of a help to you in turn. And now, if you please, I'd like a moment to myself.
Oh, poor fella. Does bonus range damage, acts against beasts, and does damage reduction to freezing. What have you got, Mother? Mom, you can have that, because you're doing range damage anyway. Okay, so 1000 XP just for talking to this fella, per character. So it looks like I can do the Grieving Mother. Now, if I just keep her in the party for long enough, she'll eventually come up with all the stuff I need. Oh dear, but it looks like I went through everybody already. In town. Dear, dear, dear. So I'm assuming that one of the people I've exiled is the person I need. Or Harmke. Could I solve Harmke by just awakening his soul and talking to the soul first, and then just killing him for being an asshole? You know, thinking about it, back in Deerwood, I had to go through certain exits to unlock certain places. So, if there's any extra exits down in Deerwood, I should try them out and see if I can find somewhere for Sagani. Must remember that next time we're recording. I'll be recording all this week, and then once that'll catch me up to Skyrim's point, which is somewhere in October. This is June.
What did you say?
Nothing.
That's what I like about you.
Beg your pardon?
You don't talk much.
Right, Woodcutter's Grove. Well, let's be honest here.
Nice and quiet.
Where are you going to find a woodcutter but the Woodcutter's Grove? Right. Let's leave the back line back here in case something goes wrong. Yep, there's Harmke. So let's first try to read his soul, and then it's him, Harmke. I remember that weak chin and those knobbly knees.
How goes?
You best get a handle on her, Mogwai, is what Alof said. The elven man emerges into the clearing and freezes, staring at Devil Karok. For an elf, he's tall and rangy, with a weather-beaten face beneath stringy, greasy hair. The others with him turn, glaring and gaping at the bronze golem.
Auroch Shadow, what's that wicked thing doing here?
We're saving your sorry village.
Are you mad? With that murderer?
Says the chinless cut who burnt down a village.
Look, we don't want no trouble. Just trying to do our work. We'd be much obliged if you'd leave us be. And take that thing with you.
Enough, what do you see, Mogwai? Is this the man who torched us? Yeah, read his soul. You see memories, snow-shrouded forests partitioned by fallen pines and firs, days measured by the steady swing of your axe. There are other moments too, recollections that flare up like a hearth's warming fire. They're children spry and lanky like you, but still full of rowdy energy of youth. Together you scatter winter bloom petals on a grave. Reach deeper into Arkham's soul. Years roll back, a torch in your left hand bathes your face and shoulder in heat. All around you are men and women holding other torches, and the mountain air is acrid with the stench of smoke and sweat. Rage billows off the others. It's been a fever in your blood for days now, exhausting you and invigorating you in equal measure. You're at the edge of the town, Codemorn. It's hours yet before dawn, but the commotion has started to wake the village. Candlelight ignites behind frost-crusted windows, and haunted faces peer out at you through the glass. You begin to doubt yourself. Just then a door slams. A village comes racing through the streets, kicking up snow. With his stark white face and pale hair, he looks almost like a ghost. The lion torch-bearers ripples as he gets closer. He picks up speed, but nobody moves towards him. You can imagine him breaking through this row, sharpening your ranks like a bad dream that brought you all here. You imagine waking up in your bed, the heat from your torch and nothing more than the warmth of your wife sleeping next to you. Instead, the villager reaches the row of torch-bearers, a stone's throw away from you. A woman advances from the line and bribes a dagger in his neck. The rest of your fellows shout, rage, memory, and bloodthirsty triumph boil up in you. You all came with a purpose. You came to bring justice to the traitors of Codemorn. The next few hours are painted in colours and more vivid than life. You put your torch to anything that stands, and your sword to anyone that runs, as if Magrin herself whispers in your ear and guides your hand. Exhaustion has almost killed your rage when you spy a house at the edge of town. One of the only buildings that hasn't already burned. It's flanked by knotty spruce trees, and the doors painted yellow. Yellow, the bloom of sunrise, the hue of your son's hair, the colour of cowardice. Just then, someone barrels into you from behind. It's a man, someone you remember from the journey to Codemorn. Though you can't recall his name, he snarls at you, mad with indiscriminate rage, and occurs to you that he's mistaken you for one of the villagers. You smash the window and hurl the torch inside. The other man has turned away. You think you hear a child shriek within the house, but it's impossible to tell above the roar of the riot. Harmke shivers as you pull away from his memory. His eyes are wide with guilt and fear. It's not that simple. That is the honest answer. Do we let him think or not? Because he didn't intend to burn the family down, but he had killed plenty of people that night. He had actually killed quite a lot of people that night as part of a mob, and he clearly regrets it now. He is clearly regretting what he did that night. Do I want to have him killed for something he was too stupid to... Did I quick save? Fuck. I may have to just load the last quick save, whatever it is. But yeah... let's see. He did do it, but he wasn't intending to do it. He was not intending to kill a family of children. He was an arsehole who was going along with a mob, and he's clearly got regrets now. Should he die for what he did? I don't think he should die. I think he should go to prison though. I want to see if I can get him sent to prison. Right, okay, he's not responsible for what happened to your family. But I remember him, how can you be sure? I looked into his soul. She looks from Harmony back to you, a despairing groan rises out her throat, questions bubble and burst in essence. Finally the heat patterns fade from her chest plate and her body surrenders in its tension. What a waste. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't intending to burn a family, but he was an asshole. I think he deserves some punishment. I don't like the fact that he's got away. I wanted to fling him in prison, but killing him over it, I don't think is right.
Almost 15 years I've been looking for him.
She stares ahead as you approach, ink black marbles her eyes fixed at some distant point. Her essence swells and swirls in frozen contemplation.
Now I'd rather we never cross tracks.
You could go back and kill him anyway if it makes you feel better. But you have more certainty now, surely that's better. You spared him, you should feel good about that. Yeah, you spared him, you should feel good about that.
Good? I don't feel good. Just used to be I had something to hunger for. Stung at me night and day, but at least it was something. Now there's nothing. Not even that burn of wanting something. Just that look on his face.
What look?
Horror? Fear? No. More than that. After Coldmore and folk used to...
Hang on.
That this is a madman's fever dream. Like a prison.
Yep.
I still dream, but then I lift my head. See a bronze corpse stretching out in front of me. I dream too of what Galvino did that night. Those moments. It ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, where's my last save? Rusted Wood autosave, Rusted Wood quick save. Yeah, quick save. I've got the autosave just as I came into the Rusted Wood, so that'll do. So I'll quick save after I deal with him, and then I want to try and get my perception up to pass that check. I want to know what that was. Yeah, I want to know if I can help her get over this. Yeah, she needs to get over this revenge, is what she needs.
How goes?
Aurochs Shadow, what's that wicked thing doing here? Are you mad? Look, we'd be much...
Right.
Sure.
Right, let's see if I can get my perception up to 16. What is my perception? 12. Fuck, I need... Oh, hang on. Alof, can I borrow your cloak for just 1 minute? Right, and then if I craft a meal to do perception... That could do perception. That could do perception. That can do perception. So savory pie, examinable rice, or darkest red eye cookies. We'll go for examinable rice. that just probably anyway? Does that something that already did that and I just put it away for no fucking reason? Yeah, that gave me two perception as it was. Fuck! Right, anyway.
Yeah?
Right, talk to devil.
Almost 15 years. Now I'd rather we never cross tracks.
You spared him, that should make you feel better.
Good? Used to be I had something. Now there's nothing. Not even that burn of wanting something. Just that look on his face.
I remember, he seemed frightened but also repelled.
That's the one. After Coldmorn, folk used to leer at my burns, full of disgust. Or they'd realize who I was, and then it was the terror. Maybe hate. But this... the way Harmka looked at me. The way I've seen near everyone but you and Galvino look at me. All it did was remind me.
Of what?
That this is a madman's fever dream. Like a prison, but no, because in a prison, you lay your head down and you feel the straw soft beneath you. Your flesh prickling in the cold, black bread crumbling on your tongue.
Yeah. Your body has unique strengths and advantages too.
I'd trade 'em all if I could feel the snow cold around my ankles. I still dream I'm folk. I wake up some mornings wondering why I can't feel the floor beneath me, thinking I must have fallen and gone crippled. But then I lift my head, see a bronze corpse stretching out in front of me.
I'm sorry you have to go through that. At least you're alive. That's something. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
It's not pity I want, it's a choice. I dreamed too of what Galvino did that night. Those moments. I'd endure another Coldmorn if it'd spare me this fate.
What exactly happened?
It was after I got caught in Stalwart. They'd locked me in a little house by me and the old mayor and his cronies. When a crowd of them came for me in the dark of night, I was only surprised it had taken them so long. Only they didn't march me to no gallows. No. They snuck me to another house on the edge of town, real sneaky-like. That's where I met Galvino.
What was he doing there?
He was fiddling with some machinery in his workshop. Had his sleeves rolled up even though it was cold enough to see your breath. Never actually looked at me until he started fitting some copper helmet over my head. By that time, the mayor's goons had me trussed up good and tight. Galvino was having himself a grand time barking orders at that lot.
I think I see where this is going.
So while Galvino's fastening that helmet over my head and them copper bands around my arms, I'm starting to look at his contraption. And that's when I see it. It's this metal suit strapped into the machine just like me. A cold, dead-eyed thing, all done up with fancy carvings and such.
Did you know what they intended?
I had this terrible cold feeling in my gut, but I still couldn't figure. I start asking Galvino and the rest of them what's going on, but they're too busy to answer. Then suddenly, they're waiting, staring at me with that fixed, horrified look, but they ain't watching me. They're watching for something to happen. Galvino tells the woman nearest the machine to flip the handle, and then just pain. Being torn apart every which way, feeling my soul peeled from my body. By the time I came to, I couldn't feel a thing. Just this dull, distant sort of ache.
I heard the old man cackling and chattering. When I saw him looking over at me, looking down at me with hungry eyes, I tried to scream, tried to swing at him.
I think that was when I knew.
How could anyone put another person through something so terrible?
I reckon I'm the wrong person for that sort of question. But if it cools your conscience, Galvino didn't get off easy. The rest of Stalwart didn't take kindly to having a killer in their midst, nor to seeing their mayor and the Ornery Valians strike a secret deal. They drove Galvino out, destroyed a fortune in machinery, and wrote a letter to the Academy in Salona, ruining what was left of his name. Still, he's lucky he didn't get a pelting. The old mayor fled too, and Stalwart's been as snug and cheery as ever.
No, I did will harm you. Why have you stuck around?
You're better company than Galvino. Been a while since I were out in the world. Guess I'm keen on seeing more of it. Even if I'm stuck with a bleeding heart. Anyways, I've been wondering about that fortress.
About the secrets of the dwarves?
Near everyone thinks it'll have just the thing they need. Those villagers wanted to fix up their brook downtown. Galvino always thought it carried some great secret of Animanson. And all them adventurers came looking for fancy gear.
What you hope to find?
I don't know. Something to help me feel. Or forget. Effigy's eyes, maybe just something new. I just figured, with those dwarves being expert smiths and all, maybe they had something to unmake me. Put me back into my body.
It best would be a vampire. Come to think of it, that might suit you. Oh god, I gotta be snarky now.
You got a real knack for finding the upside.
No regrets! No regrets! Oh, did I do something? Can we go through that again?
Better company. Anyways, I've been wondering about that fortress. Near those village, Galvino always thought it carried some great. I don't know. I just figured, with those dwarves being expert smiths and all, maybe they had something to unmake me. Put me back into my body.
Oh fuck it, you're a vampire.
You got a real knack.
Oh, no regrets in picking that option, by the way. So we're going to go explore Duggan's battery and clear it out. So we'll head back up there. Oh, I like this devil. I like this devil. I might just keep this devil in my party. Oh dear, that is where we saw those things.
See and not be seen. Sure.
So we'll put the characters there, and the Lagafath are up there, and we'll go deal with them. Oh, I've got to put my equipment back on. Okay, I put my equipment back on, and Alof, you can have yours. Yeah, give her spell defense because she'll be up in front, so she can take the spells. And I got high willpower, so I don't give a fuck about the spells. 101. Oh god. Right, what does it say? Highland Payday, it was 1,400. Oh, the joy of joys. Anyway, see you all next time.